The Grimsby Museum is proud to showcase two new exhibits that are sure to entertain and inform visitors.
We have two exhibits on right now. The first exhibit that we have is a fun, lighthearted exhibit called What's in Your Bedroom? And it's a fun, lighthearted exhibit about the history of the bed and the bedroom, starting from the first known beds all the way up to the 20th century. We have some great stories going on. We talk about politics in the bedroom. We talk about the bedpan incident. We talk about how George Washington's bedpan was thought to be a priceless kitchen relic and then turned out to just be a bedpan. There are over 100 artifacts from the Grimsby Museum collection on display here. Some of them haven't seen the light of day in a long time, so it's a great way to come down and just sort of see what we have in our collection.
Every year, the museum tries to come up with a fun exhibition made up from their collection.
Going through what we have here at the museum, we found that we have a lot of things that pertain to the bedroom. We have quite a selection of bedpans. We have some great invalid pieces. So we decided to look and see how many we actually had. When we had over 100, we decided that the history of the bedroom was a great way to bring most of those pieces up and put them on display for the public to see.
The exhibition helps to showcase the evolution of the bedroom.
It used to be a very public place. There was no walls. Everybody slept on the floor around a hearth. And then eventually, as people got more wealthy, they started to get walls around where they slept. It started to become more a private place until the bedroom that we know today. They decided that they wanted to have keep the politics out of the bedroom, and then started to have it be private. The children got their own bedrooms, and it just sort of evolved through the years, which is quite interesting when it comes to thinking about how we sleep now and how we slept back then.
The second exhibition on display at the museum is Grimsby in the 80s and 90s.
This is what we call a community collects exhibit. So we put a call out to the community last year and said, we really want to do an exhibit on the 80s and 90s in Grimsby. What do you have for us? So what the community did is they came forward in droves and brought us pieces that they have from the 80s, the toys, the old TVs, the couches. We have a lot of clothes from the 80s and 90s, and it's fun to look back and sort of see what people kept in their closets for that amount of time.
Individuals were excited to have their pieces on display for the exhibition.
You have to remember the 80s and 90s were 40, 30, 20 years ago. So it is longer than you think. A lot of people who visit our exhibits and visit our museum weren't even alive in the 80s. I was born in the 70s, and this stuff is stuff that I grew up with. So it is quite a while ago, and you'd just be surprised at how far back it was. The 80s are so iconic because you look at the people, you look at say you look at a TV show, you know it was filmed in the 80s because you can see the hair and the clothes. And the 90s was the beginning of Friends and the big pants and the crop tops and the straight hair, and it's things that you remember from your childhood.
To learn more, visit the Grimsby Museum. In Niagara, you're watching The Source.